Greetings, discreet defenders. Today we have a really exceptional short barrel shooting test lined up. On the right, we have the Ruger LCR with some 38 Special Plus P 158 grain hard cast Keith ammo loaded by Underwood. The box says 1250 feet per second. I generally get about 1070 plus or minus 30 feet per second out of that load with my little 1.9 inch barrel. On the left, we've got a 9mm Ruger Plus P load, again from Underwood. It's approximately the same bullet. It's a hard cast flat nose 147 grain round projectile with a rated velocity of 1100 feet per second. We'll definitely test those for velocity, but first we're going to test them for penetration. And the test gun on that one is of course the Taurus GX4 with its 3 1/16 inch barrel. What we have set up first is a 2-inch block of homemade ballistic gel, followed by a 2x4, followed by a 4.5-inch block of gel, followed by another 2x4, followed by another 4.5-inch block of ballistic gel, followed by another 2x4, and then we have a kitty litter jug full of water, which will hopefully keep everything under control back there, but these are some really powerful rounds. I really have no idea what the outcome will be. Now, I believe that rather than velocity, what will decide the outcome of this penetration test is the design of the nose on those bullets. As you can see, the 38 Special has a much wider me-plat on the surface than the flat nose 9mm cartridge. So I expect the 38 Special will penetrate less, even though it probably will carry more foot-pounds of energy. I'm going to shoot the 38 Special first, and then we'll reposition the blocks and do the 9mm. Now, it is the 20th of April as I'm filming. Don't let the woods full of snow fool you. It's still winter up where I live. Gonna try to avoid any knots in these 2x4s. And we'll aim kind of low. And hopefully get good shot placement on this 38 so we do not have to repeat this test. Holy cow. Okay, just a little bit higher than I wanted it. But, okay, it's gone through and, stopped in the second board. You can see it's buried itself very deep in the second board, in the second 2x4. That is well down in there, but not bulging out the back. It's maybe cracked a bit, but all right, we'll swap out that 2x4 just to make sure we have some sweet, fresh board for the 9mm, and we'll swap out the gel block too. Make sure we have a good, fair, even test. Drop in a fresh 2-inch block at the front, because that first one is pretty beat up. And move that first 2x4 just a little bit. Get a nice sweet spot on that one. Here we go. And then cut loose with the 9 with its slightly narrower flat nose front. Oh, hello. Oh! Yep, that out of the little gun, even with the reciprocating slide, that has quite a good amount of recoil to it. And just like in the copper-plated test we did a couple of weeks ago, the 9mm has out-penetrated the 38. In fact, you can see the bullets back here. It went all the way to the third 2x4, hit it sideways, so you can tell it was tumbling a bit, and wound up embedded at the back of the gel. So just a little bit of deformation, just a little bit of bullet deformation there as a result of hitting all those 2x4s. Not sure what the 38 Special would look like because, again, it's buried too deep in that board. But there it is, 9mm out penetrating 38 Special in hard cast Underwood loads. Let's take a look at those specs a little bit here before we do the chronograph test. Those are both pretty hot, honestly. All right, now I'll set up and do the chrony shoot. Now, reading up on the Pro Chrono, I've learned that it's actually built for days like this with a good solid overcast. I'm glad there's no precipitation falling. But the way you're supposed to use it on an overcast day is with the sunscreens off, so it has a nice clear view of that nice solid gray sky. 5 rounds of 38 Special. Don't want to drop them in the snow. They're already cold enough as it is. Probably not going to get the best velocities out of these today, given the temperatures we're dealing with, but I'm going to shoot about 4 feet away just to try to make sure I don't have to take any of these shots twice. First shot is 1,049. Second one is 1,056. Third one is 1,044. Fourth one is 1,069. Now number 5, 1,051. Once again, that is the 38 Special. 158 grain hard cast Keith. Now let's get some averages on that. Okay, I don't need to run through all of them. The high was 1,069. The low was 1,044. The average was 1,053 feet per second. So just shy of 400 foot-pounds of energy coming out of that 1.9-inch barrel. That is a lot of hurt, and those stuck just a bit when I went to eject them. That is some pretty hot 38 Special ammunition. I do not care for that. I'd like a bigger, heavier steel frame, maybe a 357 to shoot them out of, but whatever. Let's go to the next string, clear it, and we'll throw the 9mm across. See how these go. Now, these are rated for 1,100 feet per second out of a full-size gun. Let's see how they do out of the 3-inch barrel. 1,044. 1,043. 1,058. 1,049. 1,041. So again, for the 9mm round, which is 147 grain hard cast flat nose, we're getting a really similar velocity, but it is a lighter bullet. So let's review. The high was 1,058, the low was 1,041, And the average was 1,047 feet per second on those 147 grain hard cast. I'll go and calculate the foot-pounds of energy on these and post them in the details section. That was Underwood's 158 grain hard cast Keith load in 38 special versus Underwood's 147 grain hard cast flat nose out of the 9mm Taurus GX4 test pistol and Ruger LCR test revolver. Thanks, folks. This is Dave for DDR. Have a great week.